It's Rhema Breakfast. You're with Andrew this morning, and always such a pleasure to have our artists join us, whether in studio or through the wonders of modern technology over Zoom this morning. And so today, very, very excited to have Rākau here via Zoom. So Em and Charles, welcome to the show this morning.
Kia ora, nice to be here.
So, look, very exciting times for you guys. I'm almost stuck to know where to begin because, first of all, I mean, it is Māori Language of the Week this week, and you guys have been so involved in promoting Te Reo and also exposing our audience to such incredible songs. So maybe we should start with that. I know you guys are up in Northland right now. So what's going on in your world?
Yeah. Currently, our tama wants to be picked up and join the conversation.
Oh,
by the
sure.
sounds of it.
Yeah, welcome. Come on over. Hi to Mai.
Here he is.
Oh, cutie.
We've been delivering workshops in Kura across the Motu in the regions where the songs from our latest album have actually been inspired by. The stories are all connected to Charles's whakapapa, and so we had research with different experts who knew about the particular Rākau, which are trees. Mm-hmm. And then now we're going back into those same regions where the stories are from to deliver these workshops in schools. With some funding from the New Zealand Music Commission. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. And something else too, super cool that I know was only released, I think, yesterday, now that I look at it. But there's a video on your YouTube now, which, by the way, everybody, if you want to check it out for yourselves, if you just jump into YouTube and search for Rākau, it'll come up as like one of the first channels that you see there. But tell us about this live recording, because it looks as good as it sounds.
Oh, kia ora. We recorded it a few weeks ago. It is the live version of our album that we released in April, He Rākau He Ngāra. So all 8 tunes performed in the same order that they are on the album, with an incredible band. It was the most exciting thing getting to perform the songs with there was 8 of us in total. So full 8-piece. We had Vivek Gabriel doing the mixing and mastering of the tunes as well as recording on the day. And I can't tell if I think I might like this version actually more than I like the album, which is, yeah, it was really fun. It was a total buzz getting to play it.
Yeah. What do you think it is then about these versions as well that, sets them apart from the other album versions? And, have you tried a few? I know you got a bit of a jazzy background for both of you anyway. So like, it's one of the things that I love about your music. I can kind of hear it come through in certain stuff. It gives me a little tingle. But what about for you? Like what was so fun about this recording for you guys?
I think it's just the human quality part, because in studio you can though you're aiming to get it exactly right, you can go back, you can and though it is a video recording and maybe we could do that on the day, we chose not to. We're just like, now everybody knows their parts, and all the little bits that might not have been perfect are kind of what contribute to I guess preferring it possibly. That kind of Māori, that vibe of everybody just having fun together, and that was kind of the point of it, rather than he knows, rather than releasing or focusing on getting it really polished. We chose to emphasize just having a good time with each other, with the hopes that it would be polished anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it looks like it too. Like I can see the fun that's being had there, and the occasional woo, yeah, like in between each of the songs that kind of pops up. Like I really enjoyed that. And then tell me about again some of the stories behind these songs as well, because I mean, again, these are more than just songs. There are stories that are deeply personal to you about the places that you've grown up and what matters to you. So can you expand on that a bit more for those who are listening this morning?
Yeah, sure. Well, each and every song has a different story, so I'm just trying to think of what the most appropriate one is. Weta might be a cool one. Weta was one of my favorite ones to perform.
Yeah,
it's for those who are music theory geeks. This is an odd time, but it points to the story of the Weta, and in Māori law, Weta used to be soft-shelled and only worked at night. But unfortunately, they were prone to hazards such as like predators, and so they asked their creator if they can be armored or given the appropriate tools so they can be successful at what they do. Because and I appreciated this in the story, it highlights, I guess, Weta's commitment and devotion to their creator, even if it put themselves in danger. And so we reflected on some of the biblical verses that we know between us, and when looking about, and I think there's a one that always comes up that people generally like to use about like, for I know the plans I have made for you, and all these things, but that like no matter how dangerous it is, our God, our creator, our father, is always taking care of us. And so the verse that I sing in Māori, that I rap, I suppose, in Māori, is the psalm about no matter where I am, Father, you'll be there. Whether I make my bed in hell or whether I take off somewhere else, you'll always be there. And I cannot fathom how much you think of me.
Yeah.
And so that's what the Māori verse is. It's that psalm.
See, I love this. And I mean, one of the things we've actually been doing on our show throughout the course of this week to celebrate Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori has been to look at how these incredible Māori language worship songs have emerged in recent years as well. And just the Bridget build. And I think it's something so unique to Christendom and Aotearoa as well, that we're kind of getting those verses and those songs starting to emerge. So it must be immensely satisfying for you guys as well to see that.
Yeah, and I think it gives because there's still, I guess, tension and tension in Te Ao Māori when it comes to talking about Christianity, due to the historic impacts, I suppose, and I mean that generally. For those who are listening, I know that there are many sides to that story, but I think being able to, because wairuatanga or spirituality is a natural part of Te Ao Māori,
Sure.
and so articulating the gospel in Te Reo Māori, you're right. Like, it's just a tautoko what you've said. It builds a bridge to be able to have those conversations, rather than possibly turning people off.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really stoked to just be a part of this national journey.
Yeah.
Essentially, we know this is happening all over the country, and we're playing our bit.
Yeah. And should say to two people, by the way, if you listen to this music, one of the things that you guys have done to make it even more accessible for people is to make all of the lyrics and translations available on your website as well. So talk to us a little bit about that, the thinking behind that, and how that can serve people in their te reo journeys as well.
Yeah, I think when I think back to how I learnt English as a kid, it was a lot through waiata. It was a lot through song, even the alphabet, But yeah, we just wanted to make it accessible for people to be able to see and understand what the stories or the songs are about if they don't know Te Reo Māori, or if they're wanting to understand what we're singing about in some of the songs. So we've got all the lyrics and the translations there, and we've just had it recently updated. So now you can actually just go onto the search bar on the lyric page and type in a word that you remember from the song. It doesn't even have to be the title of the song.
Good.
And then it will pop up with the whole song there, and you can go and see the lyrics and the translation. So boom.
To be honest, it'd be great if every song did that. Like, how many times you just got like one lyric, you're like, it's the one that goes yeah.
I know exactly. It's got this word in it. I know that much.
Look, from a purely selfish point of view, I had to go through the songs that you made available to us as a bit of a teaser. It's a perk of the job, everybody. That's why you want to work in radio, so you can hear the stuff early. I love the sound of tōtara, so I wanted to play that one next for everybody.
Cool.
Can you tell us a little bit about that story, the story behind that song, and even just the musicality behind it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, tōtara is inspired by a whakatauki that was used a lot with Kingi Tuhetia's passing. Kua hinga he tōtara i te wānui a tāne. That a great tree has fallen in our midst, or in this great forest of humanity, perhaps. But yeah, and so we just built off that. We dedicated this. We wrote about my late auntie in Napier, who was probably one of the first relatives of mine who got really close with Emily. They just they clicked. She's really arts and crafty. Even had a whole room dedicated in her whare to just the arts, pretty much, and getting crafty. And so well, that sounds weird, but she wouldn't mind. She was cheeky like that too. So we wrote this song, and for every song we have a biblical reference, and I think this is the first song we've decided to just like we dwelt, I guess, or meditated on, like that short verse, shortest verse in the Bible, Jesus wept. And so just like, this is the first time in our kaupapa of aro that we chose to just write something purely from like a sentimental perspective. Yeah.
Anything you wanted to add to that, Emily?
No, it's just, it's become a song, of thinking of people like Auntie, and yeah, and for anyone who's lost somebody, talking about the strength and how we can carry them on in our memories and in our hearts. Yeah, that's what this song's all about.
And look, it's an incredible song as well, just from a pure musicality point of view as well. I love the work that you guys are doing, and I'm so glad to be able to throw some of these into our playlist as well. I'll make the executive decision. I'll do it for you. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
So, look, this has been Ems and Charles we've been speaking to from Aroa this morning. And again, they have new music that is available for you guys. I'd encourage you to check out the YouTube once again, just because not only does the video look super cool, but it all sounds amazing. It's got this whole new vibe to it. It's just so good. So just go into to YouTube, search for Aroa. You'll see the clip that's up there. But here is Tōtara from Aroa. I hope you enjoyed this morning.